Hazak u'Baruch. Good morning, Morai v'Rabotai. Be'ezrat Hashem, Mincha this week is going to be 5:15. 5:15. Please be on time. The learning today is the Ilui Nishmat Ahmin Ben Tzipora, sponsored by Roma Eliabayev. Further sponsorships, please contact Rabbi Babayev. As the halacha tells us that we were talking about trapping. If a deer, it says, walks into the house, comes into the home, and a person closes the door on the deer, that is called trapping. That is called sedah. Because before, the deer was in an area that was open and it could go wherever it wants, and now it's trapped into the home. And usually when the deer is trapped in the home, unless the person lives in a really big mansion, right, he doesn't really have where to go, so he becomes docile and tame. And therefore, the closing itself is what traps him, because otherwise he was able to get out, but now he's not able to. If two people close the door together simultaneously, so then the halacha is interesting, they're patur. What does it mean they're patur? Patur doesn't mean that it's allowed. It means that the Torah violation is alleviated. They didn't do a Torah violation. They violated a rabbinic violation, which is still asur, but it's on a very different level. Why? Because since each person was able to do it on their own, and instead they did it together, that's a form of shinui. That's a form, a way that the Torah describes not the normal way, not the way they did the melacha in the Mishkan, and therefore is exempt from the Torah violation. However, if each one needed the other one and couldn't do it without the other one, so sometimes with carrying that could be, if it's a big thing that one person couldn't do it on his own, he needed the other person, and they both carry it together, then they're both in violation, because that's the normal way for it to be done. However, when it's zeyachol v'zeyachol, and they close it together, then they would be patur. But nevertheless, in terms of the halachot of trapping, that is called trapping when a person closes the door on the deer. And of course, that's just one example, and so on and so forth. With other animals, when you close an animal in the cage, that would be the equivalent of trapping. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.